NFL fans, what is going on? Welcome back to the J All Day Sports Show. In today's episode, I'm going to give you my final picks for the wild card round. We got 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, and 1 game on Monday night. 6 games in all. I'm very excited to give you guys my final picks for the last 9 weeks. We're 110-39, 74% win rate. We're going to continue that success into the playoffs. That's why you have to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. All right, NFL fans, let's get into these 6 games. I looked over the weather report. We have 2 games that are in domes. The other games look pretty good. It's going to be cold-ish, but none of the games, I don't think weather's going to affect any of these first-round playoff games. Let's kick things off with the Houston Texans at home versus the Chargers. The Texans have played pretty good so far this year at home, but they've just been very inconsistent. I don't really love what Houston's putting out there. They've only won 3 games 1 time in a row this year. Pretty much winning 1, losing 1, winning 2, losing 1. Just kind of been up and down. And the Chargers defense is very, very, very good. Ladd McConkey has over 1,000 yards receiving this year. Justin Herbert, 23 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. The dude's just not turning the ball over. If you don't turn the ball over, you play really good defense. That's a winning recipe for playoff football. I'm still going and riding with the Chargers. That point differential is huge for me. Texans at a big fat 0. The Chargers at plus 101. I mean, the Chargers are just playing better football right now, guys. So I'm going with the Chargers to get a W on the road. The other Saturday game, Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens star wide receiver Zay Flowers is out in this game with that, I think it's a knee injury. That's great for Pittsburgh because the Pittsburgh corners play like absolute shit. They both have PFF grades in like the mid-50s. They're trash. TJ Watt's not 100%, so we'll have to see where that pass rush goes this weekend. Pittsburgh's 5-4 on the road, right? Pretty much a 500 team. Not great. Baltimore at home is 6-2. They definitely play pretty good at home, and the defense has been playing a lot better the last, 6 to 8 weeks of the season. Very impressive stuff. Lamar Jackson will be the runner-up in the MVP for me. So, I'm still leaning with Baltimore, and I think they cover the spread, guys. I really, really do. I think they cover the spread. It's a big number, but Pittsburgh's, the offense has just been so bad. Pickens can't run routes. He can't catch the ball. They're not effective running the ball. Russell Wilson is kind of running around with the chicken with his head cut off. This Pittsburgh Steelers offense has no identity at all. That's why I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. Then, the Sunday games, we're going to kick it off with the Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. For me, Bo Nix, Josh Allen, we got a rookie and the MVP. I'm going with the MVP 99 out of 100 times. I think the Buffalo Bills win this game. It's going to be cold, and Denver's defense is pretty damn good, right? So if this is a low-scoring game, I wouldn't be completely surprised, like a 2017 type of situation, but I don't really see Bo Nix being able to keep up with all the weapons the Buffalo Bills have on offense. The Denver Broncos are pretty man-to-man orientated, and then the Buffalo Bills like to run those crazy zones. So 2 totally different defenses. I think Sean McDermott's going to be able to disguise some stuff and kind of figure out what they're doing on offense. The Denver Broncos don't have a ton of weapons at all whatsoever, minus Courtland Sutton. I just don't really believe in this offense to score 30 points, and I think it's going to take 30 points to win this game versus the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen with Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Amari Cooper, James Cook. They're going to put some points on the board. And I didn't even mention the great tight end duo that the Buffalo Bills have. The Bills are 8-0 at home, guys. They're not losing to a rookie on the road. Broncos are 4-5 on the road, not even a 500 team. The Buffalo Bills win this all day and cover the spread. Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. A rematch from week 1. Philadelphia Eagles were successful in that game. Jordan Love got hurt towards the end of it. Saquon Barkley had 3 touchdowns. Very impressive game for the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 8-1 at home. Really 7-1 because one of those games was in Brazil. And then 5-3 on the road are the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be in the mid-30s, sunny, good football weather. Jalen Hurts is back in this spot. Jordan Love is still not practicing, which is not good at all whatsoever. No Christian Watson, the deep threat, averaging over 20 yards per reception. Pretty unbelievable stuff there. They're going to miss him. But the Packers have a very good young staple of wide receivers and two really good tight ends in Tucker Kraft and Musgraves. I think they're going to run some 12 personnel versus the Eagles, try to kind of use those intermediate routes to their advantage, kind of run the ball heavy with Josh Jacobs. Both of these football teams are run-first teams. Who's going to be able to establish the run first? Is it going to be the Packers with Josh Jacobs or the Philadelphia Eagles and Saquon Barkley? I think that's whoever wins the trench battle. The Eagles' offensive line is just considerably better than the Packers, in my opinion. That's why I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles to win and cover the 5-point spread. And I think I forgot to mention, but I am going with the Chargers to win and cover the spread as well. Next up, Washington Commanders, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. From a betting perspective, guys, I am avoiding this game like the plague. The Buccaneers are like Jekyll and Hyde, right? 1 week, they're going to punch you in the face and kick the living shit out of you. And then the next week, they almost lose to the Saints. They had to have a fourth quarter comeback against one of the worst football teams in the NFL. So I don't know what the hell's going on in Tampa Bay, but I do know one thing. The Commanders can't stop the run at all whatsoever. Third worst team in the NFL versus the run. And I just think Bucky Irving balls out. He's going to get at least 20 carries in this spot. They're going to play action off that. Marshawn Lattimore, is playing for Washington. That's huge. Lattimore, Mike Evans, they have a long, storied history between the two, fighting each other, punching each other in the face, getting after it. I mean, come on, man. There's nothing better. That Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans matchup is going to be so much freaking fun to watch. But I like Mike Evans and Bucky Irving. Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury have done a tremendous job turning around this Washington Commanders franchise. Dan Quinn is a good defensive mind, so he could be able to slow Baker Mayfield down. But a rookie versus Todd Bowles defense on the road. I think this game is close. It comes down to a field goal. I think Tampa Bay wins, but Washington probably covers the spread. I think it's at like 3.5, something like that. I'm not betting on this game whatsoever. 55 degrees and clear. Tampa Bay's not a great home team either, 5-4. This game could go either way. If Jaden Daniels stole this game, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to stick with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very close game. And then wrapping it up, Minnesota Vikings versus the LA Rams. The game got moved to Arizona, right? So no real home field advantage, even though all the fans are going to have to travel. I don't know how the hell that's going to play out. But Minnesota got their ass kicked by the Lions. Sam Darnold, under the bright lights, kind of shit the bed. He's under the bright lights again. Can that happen once again? Matt Stafford's been here before he's gotten the t-shirt, right? So the only thing that really concerns me about this game is 13, 19, 12. What the hell do those numbers mean? That's the points that Matt Stafford has scored and the offense has scored in his last 3 starts, guys. Against very mediocre defenses, 49ers, Cardinals, Jets. Not great defenses. They're not able to score points. I don't know what the hell's going on. But Sam Darnold only scored 9 points last week. This is another game very, very hard to predict who's going to win. They both got to get adjusted to the field there in Arizona. I just like the Minnesota Vikings roster better right now. They're a more complete team. Even though the defense really shit the bed last week against the Lions at home, it's a great offense with a great offensive line, great skill position players. But the Vikings defense has been a top 10 unit for most of the year, and they looked clueless last week. But the Rams' offense has been very inefficient. I think Sam Darnold bounces back. They're going to scheme up some more intermediate and shorter routes for Sam Darnold to get the ball out quick so the pass rush isn't getting to him. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings to get a W. Here, guys, that's my picks for Wild Card Weekend. I'm so pumped for some playoff football, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Peace.